But because a lot of men are used to dealing with insecure women, when they come across a confident woman, they don't know what to do with them. It's not my job as a woman to make you feel secure in your manhood. You're either a man or you're not a man. Why should we feel ashamed of getting degrees and bettering ourselves? You're always going to be too much for someone that is not enough. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are doing well. So I've been away for a few weeks because I have been spending time getting my mind right, spending some time with the Lord and seeking clear direction. So I am back and I'm back with a new video. So today we are talking about why men are intimidated by you. Yay! Right, so let's clear up some things from the jump. Not all men are intimidated by strong, beautiful, successful women. Not all men are. But there seems to be an overwhelming majority of men these days who seem to be threatened and intimidated by women, point blank. Period. There's just something, it seems to be in the air. I know social media isn't real life, so I can't even just be like, oh, social media people say it, so that means it translates to real life. But in my experience and in the experience of women that I speak to and I know, it seems to be an epidemic of men who are just so intimidated by women who seem to have their things together. And I talked about this probably up 2 years ago now, but I kind of wanted to build upon it. And the reason why I wanted to make this video is because I don't want you guys, you girls, okay, feeling bad about your accomplishments, maybe putting a cap on your accomplishments or the things that you want to do or achieve, because succeeding may actually put you out of reach of men. And I know it sounds bloody ridiculous, but that's the world that we are currently living in. And I don't want to seem out of order. And of course, I'm not speaking about all men, but it's very disappointing to look around with your physical eyes and really pick up things that are going on and the way that men are interacting with women and the way that the women are interacting with men. And it almost seems like a war zone. It almost seems like a big, massive competition. And some of us are just sitting here like, I just want to be loved. Like, I just want to be accepted. I just want to be embraced. I just want to be supported. I don't want to have to be the strong, independent woman all the time. However, you look around and you look around in where you live, and you look around in the spaces you move in, you look around online, and it kind of just seems disappointing that men seem to have an issue with women who have their shit together. And let's be clear, when we talk about intimidation, men can be intimidated by you for several different reasons, and it may not be all of them. But men can be intimidated by your beauty. It's a real thing. They can be intimidated by your intelligence. They can be intimidated by your wisdom. They can be intimidated by your career, by your job title. They can be intimidated by your lifestyle. They can be intimidated by how others view you. Like, let's say you're not even popular. You're not a social media influencer, but people have good things to say about you. In maybe where you live, in your area, people know you as a good person. That can be intimidating to some men. It can even be intimidated by your family, whether that's because your family are well-to-do, maybe your family are prominent, they're well-known, they're respectable, or the fact that you just have a really big loving family. There are no bounds to why a man can be intimidated by you. And I just want to say from the jump, if somebody is intimidated by you, that's a them problem and not a you problem. And you may not be intimidating. They just may feel intimidated by you. And does that mean that we as women in the 21st century have to shrink ourselves and downplay ourselves to be acceptable to somebody else that isn't quite enough? Like, you're always going to be too much for someone that is not enough. And I've had to learn that the hard way because we want to be accepted. We women want to be accepted. And some of the times we want to be accepted by the majority. But it is true that as your star rises and you start to grow and you come into the woman that God wants you to be and you work on yourself and you go to school and you get an education and you get a degree and you get a PhD, can we stop downplaying how hard it is to actually sustain, work hard to get a degree, to study, to get good grades, to even get a PhD? The people that are mocking women with a PhD could never get a PhD, whether you're a woman or a man mocking, yeah? Why should we feel ashamed of getting degrees and bettering ourselves? And sometimes it can be so confusing because you have people in your family that are, your dads or your uncles who are so proud of you and they tell you like, go to school, get your degree, get a good job, do this, do that, I'm rooting for you, don't settle, all this kind of stuff. And you go out into the world or in the market or in the dating world and it's like, men don't want to hear that. They don't care about your degree. They don't care about your job. And it almost seems like you have to trade in your passion and your career and your job for a man. And I'm here to say, no, you don't. If a man cannot rise to the occasion, if a man's hands are not big enough to embrace you, keep it moving. Because the worst thing for you to do, woman, young woman, older woman, child of God, daughter of the King, the worst thing that you can do is get into a relationship with someone that is intimidated by you, that is insecure, and they drag you down to their dusty level. So you have men in your life who are rooting for you. They're telling you to go out and be great. They're telling you to get a job and don't rely on the man and all this kind of stuff. And it's like we're almost being fed two different realities because you do that, but then it makes it hard for you to date. And so, like I said, you could be one of the few things that I mentioned, whether it's your beauty, your intelligence, your career, your profession, and for some women, all of the above. And that's who we are. We can't help the fact that we've been either raised right or we haven't been raised right. So we feel like we have to prove to ourselves that we can really make it in this world and we can really, have what we desire and what we want and what we work for, and then to end up with someone who doesn't care about that. And I understand when men on the internet say,
men don't care about your career, men don't care about your job, and men don't care about your ambition.
But the way they say it is almost they're trying to downplay it. Like, we don't care. And you kind of got to listen to the person who's saying it and why they are saying that. Because I would want to be with a man that would brag on me. See my girl? Yeah. My girl's an influencer. Yeah. An influencer don't even... And this is the thing as well. I kind of say before I say that. A lot of you guys look at influencers and you look at us and you're like, oh my God, everybody loves them, blah, blah, blah. Do you know how many wars we fight on the outside world for people to actually take us seriously? Like, they're like influence. Like, I can't tell you how many men and women are like, you tell them your job and they're just like, huh? They're like, what does that entail? Like, I was at an event the other day and some girl was basically like, oh no, I can't be influencer because influencers don't get paid that much. And I'm like, what? It's like, what? And she was kind of trying to fluff herself up. She was like, yeah, I'm 44. I live at home with my mom. And I'm just like, and I did not tell her what my name was. I did not tell her how many subscribers I have. Like, I don't have anything to prove to people. Like, if you don't think influencers is a serious job, I don't care. I go to sleep in my penthouse every night. I go to sleep comfortably knowing that I don't have to depend on anybody. I've got enough money in the bank to sustain me. Like, I don't have to prove that to you. So I didn't say anything. So I let her ramble or whatever. But I say that to say that you guys don't understand how much we have to prove ourselves. A lot of influencers don't like using the word influencers because they're embarrassed. Why are we embarrassed about something that makes us money? This job did not exist 10 years ago. 8 years ago, when I was in school trying to figure out what I want to do with my life, I never said I wanted to be an influencer. It didn't exist. And now we actually get to do what we love and we get paid for it. Why should we be ashamed? But the world makes us feel like we should be ashamed of it. Almost like how they treat footballers. All you do is kick a ball around. People are always constantly trying to downplay what you do. And this doesn't just go for influencers. That can go for you who in your job, in your line of work, whatever that is. People are always constantly trying to downplay it. And like I was saying, I want a guy that is going to be like,
that's my baby right there. You know, she's an influencer. You know, like she's been hustling from the age of 16. She's actually come up. She's so intelligent. She's so wise. I love my baby. Like, you know, this is my baby.
do you know how much I would die to have someone speak to me like that and not be intimidated by it? And it's sad, and I do want to talk about some of the signs that men are intimidated by you. But I want to take a moment to introduce you guys to the sponsor of today's video, BetterHelp. So if there is something in your life that you may be experiencing that maybe your friends and family cannot help you with, you may need a licensed therapist or a licensed counselor. BetterHelp actually match you to licensed professionals. They have so many different therapists that you can choose from, and you get to select your timings of when you want to meet with them. You can video call them at any time of the day, and they're always available to message you. BetterHelp will actually assess your needs and what you may need help with, and they will team you up with a licensed therapist. BetterHelp is available worldwide, and all you need is an internet connection to be able to be connected to BetterHelp's counselors and therapists to help you along with your journey. I know sometimes life gets really, really difficult and really, really hard, and I know that I've been speaking to my therapist weekly, especially since my breakup, and I've just needed someone to, vent to and just get my thoughts out there. Friends can be great, but there's nothing like a listening ear. That's someone that's actually dedicated to helping you with your specific problem, whether it's anxiety, depression, fear, whatever it is, they can really help you. So BetterHelp are purpose to help you guys start living your best life. Honestly, guys, therapy has been one of the best things in my life. And if you guys want to sign up today, you can go to betterhelp.com/Breeny. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Breeny. And using my code, you can get 10% off of your first session. So make sure you guys hit the link below and check out BetterHelp. So I want to perhaps, before I start telling you guys some of the signs that you may need to look out for when you're navigating your own life or your dating life, even professionally, there are sometimes people at work who are just so intimidated by you that they try to sabotage you at work. So this is not just for dating relationships, it can also be transferable to relationships, families, works, jobs, etc. So if you are someone that is quite opinionated and someone that likes to challenge people's perspectives, and I'm not talking about like constantly, but you have an opinion, you believe something, you have things that you want to say. I see myself as someone that is very opinionated, and it can be very annoying to some people because it's like,
do you have to have an opinion on everything?
Well, yes, this is what I like to do. I like to give my opinion. I like thinking. I like thoughts. I like speaking. I like communicating. So if you are someone that is like, or just like something that I've experienced, like if I say something and I'm not judging or I'm just putting out a theory, right? I love to do that, put out a theory, and the person's like trying to argue with me like,
that doesn't make any sense.
Or,
how do you know?
I'm like, I don't know. You don't know either. We are just having a conversation. If we're watching a show and I'm like, oh, this and this and this, and they're like,
how do you know?
I'm like, because that's the way that the film is set up to make us think this way. But even outside of that, if you're an opinionated woman, you just have opinions about a lot of things, or you're quite outspoken and you like to maybe debate. Of course there's a time and a place for that, but there's nothing wrong with having an opinion. But if someone wants someone that is quiet, you're going to be too much for them, and that's perfectly fine. Another thing that someone might find intimidating by you may be quite decisive. You may actually know what you want. You know what you want from life. You know when you go out, you want to eat at this place. You know how much money you got in your bank at all times. Like, you are very decisive. It doesn't take a lot for you to make a decision. If you're with someone that is very indecisive, very wishy-washy, if you're very assertive, like, I know what I want, this is what I want, and they're not, they're gonna feel like, oh,
calm down.
Like, calm down. I hate when people tell you to calm down and you're already calm. It's like, now you're about to piss me off.
That's about to make me real mad.
No. It's like, don't tell me to calm down when I'm already calm. Just because I can articulate, okay, what I want and you can't rise to that, don't make it seem like it's a me problem when it's a you problem. And if someone's like, doesn't like the fact that you're very direct and clear cut, they're not for you, and that's okay. Another thing that may make you quite intimidating to other people is that you have morals. Maybe your morals are based on scripture. Maybe your morals are based on what you believe. One of the things that intimidates a lot of men nowadays is women that are celibate, women that are virgins. This intimidates a lot of men because they know that they can't just do anything. They can't just treat you anyhow. They can't run the same games that they run on other women. When you have morals and you have standards and you stand for something, it can be very, very, very uncomfortable to someone that doesn't have any standards, that doesn't have any morals. And they may feel like,
oh, you are holier than thou. Don't judge me. Don't look down upon me.
and it's like, I'm not even judging you. These are just my morals and what I believe. Why do you feel judged? Like, why do you feel judged? And I'm not judging you because you're intimidated. Just say that and go. Like, do you know what I mean? When you have morals, it can be very, very intimidating to some men because most men, they're not looking to be serious. They're looking to smash. So when you tell a man you're celibate, they're like, ooh, they make you feel like you're the crazy one. When you tell someone that you're a virgin, they make you seem like you're a crazy person. Like, I remember I was watching a show and the guy was 30 and he was a virgin, and they was making some big song and dance about it. And it's like, why is everyone looking at the 30? The people we should be looking at are the ones that are like, anyway, let's not even go there. Okay? Or why do people like to single out the virgin and make it a big deal, or the person that is celibate? Let the people have their morals. If you don't have the same morals, keep it pushing. Another quality that you may have that may intimidate some men is that you're quite self-assured, you're quite confident. You don't necessarily need 1,000 compliments from him. Him complimenting you and telling you that you look beautiful or you're sexy or anything else, you're not moved by it. You're like, oh, thank you. And he's like,
What do you mean, thank you? You think you're too nice. You didn't do it. You think you're too...
no, I just said thank you. What did you want me to say? He called me beautiful. He called me sexy. Like, no. When you're self-assured and you're confident and your confidence comes from God, your confidence comes from yourself, your confidence comes from inside, you don't need 1,000 compliments. You don't need 1,000 text messages. You don't need someone to be belling up the line, texting you all the time. And it's not because you think you're too good or you're too nice. It's actually because you're quite confident. And I think a lot of men aren't used to women being confident. They're used to being around insecure women that need the compliments. If they go out, they need their girl to be cooling down their line and thinking,
Where are you? Where are you? I've been calling you 5 times.
You as a self-assured woman, you're not going to do that. You're not going to give him that ego boost or that satisfaction. But because a lot of men are used to dealing with insecure women, when they come across a confident woman, they don't know what to do with them. They now have to start checking themselves. And most men don't like to do that. One thing a man will do is avoid accountability at all costs. And that's on period. Another thing about you that may intimidate a man is that you're quite excellent. From a young age, you've been very goal-driven and, wanting to be financially secure and wanting to have order, to have strategy in your life. And everything that you do to a level of excellence, and you don't make excuses for yourself. And that's a beautiful trait to have. Everything that I've listed is beautiful to have. But in the arms of the wrong person can be very, very detrimental. But you being excellent at what you do, you're almost a perfectionist, but not in a bad way. You like things to be done well. You like your home to look a certain way. You like to make sure that you do your job well, that you come in on time and you leave early because you've done what you need to do. Like, you have a spirit of excellence. You don't make excuses. So a lot of successful women who make it look so easy, trust me guys, those of us who make it look so easy are dealing with a lot. And just because I don't complain, just because I make it look light, does not mean it's not heavy. So don't mistake my strength for me not needing any support or any help. Don't think because I've always got it, that I should always get it. Like, do you know what I mean? Don't think that just because I'm doing it, that it's not hard. I always say, if you can do it, come and be an influencer. Come and be a YouTuber. Come and have all these hundreds of thousands of people looking at you constantly, judging, critiquing. Come and do it. If you can do it better, then come and do it. If not, then shut up and respect what people do. Respect what people do for a living. And I find that people have the most to say about things are the people that could not do it themselves or would like to, but they don't have the guts and the balls to do it. All I'm saying is respect people's job titles. If it's not for you, it's not for you. If you couldn't do it yourself, humbly celebrate that person and say, well done, congratulations, because I could not do it. I respect my friends that say, Breeny, I could not do it. I've tried and I can't do it. I don't know how you do it. I respect my friends that say that. Some people are just gifted, but just because they're gifted does not mean that it does not get hard from time to time and you want to hug. You just want your partner to support you and hug you. Like, they may not have the thousands of followers that you have. They may not have the money that you have. They may not be at the certain level that you're at. But when I come home, please just hug me. Please treat me like I'm your girl still. Please treat me like I'm a little princess, even though I'm the queen when I'm at work. Please don't be intimidated by me. Please don't compete with me. And women that are very goal-driven and, goal orientation, that are smashing things and taking life by the horns, we can seem like we don't need anything. And I find that a lot of men are like, I don't see where I fit into her life. And I think if any men are watching this and you may be with a strong woman or someone that is quite independent, there are other areas that are lacking when a woman is strong and independent. They may just need your emotional support. They may just need a hug. Like, even though they may think that they've got this, say, babe, like, I know you're killing it as a hairdresser, as a hairstylist, as a makeup artist, but I'm a financial guy. Have you considered like how to do your taxes? Like, do you need help doing your taxes? Like, a strong woman isn't strong everywhere. There's always places where you can see, if you love that woman, you can see places that you can slot in. And we want to be weak around our men. We don't want to seem like we're strong all the time. There are areas in which we're weak, but when you see that weakness, don't exploit it or don't find a reason to be like,
I got her. She's not as strong as she says she is. Oh.
Manipulate it. No, so that's just showing your ass. That's showing your weakness. That's showing that you are intimidated. Find a way to support her regardless. And am I saying that women, that we should carry ourselves like, a damsel in distress, or we shouldn't act like we're strong? I don't think there's anything wrong with being a strong woman. And I think a lot of us nowadays, because we're tired of being called a strong woman, we almost want to throw the whole baby out of the bathwater. It's a compliment to me that I'm a strong woman. I come from a lineage of strong women that have voices, that have opinions, that speak their mind, that are self-assured, that know what they want. I'm proud I come from a lineage of strong women that, even though their circumstances was not the best, they made it work. And I love that. That's a beautiful quality. And the qualities that I've listed are all beautiful qualities. And I don't want you ladies to diminish your light. I don't want you guys to diminish your light because you feel like your light is going to blind people. They can't handle your light, then they need to put on sunglasses and deal with. I believe there's a man out there for you, that he may not have as much as you do, but he'll be able to support you. And honestly, in the long run, to be with someone that is secure is the biggest blessing. They may not have as much money as you, they may not have the same title as you, but they love you and they support you. In the areas in which you're weak, they support you. And it takes a very strong man internally that does not put his value in how much money he makes, does not put his value in his position, does not put his value in how many people like him, how many followers he has. It takes a very strong man to find his identity in Christ, to find his identity in his manhood. It's not my job as a woman to make you feel secure in your manhood. You're either a man or you're not a man. I don't have to make you feel comfortable. I need to shine. I'm going to shine. I'm going to fulfill my purpose on this earth. And no man that is weak and insecure is going to hold me back. So, to round this up, let's talk about some of the signs that you can spot. And once you spot these signs, do yourself a favor, sis, especially if it comes up in the first few weeks, few months of you guys dating. Please grab your bag, grab your coat, and hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more. Like, let's nip it in the bud and let's call it what it is. And some of these things are quite overt and some of these things are quite covert, but you won't actually realize. But if you're paying attention, guys, ladies, during the dating process, you will know and see these things. Don't get drunk in love. Keep your eyes open and see, especially if you're a strong, successful, independent woman. There's nothing wrong with being independent. If I'm single, I'm supposed to be independent. What am I supposed to be sitting around waiting for a man to pay my bills? No, nothing wrong with being independent. There's nothing wrong with being strong. There's nothing wrong with being a woman, period. So one of the signs that he may be intimidated by you is that he uses competitive language or he's competitive. Anything you say to him, he's trying to one-up you. He's trying to flex himself. He's trying to beat his chest. And it's like, bro, I'm just telling you what I do, right? I'm just telling you what I've accomplished in my life. I'm not boasting. I'm just telling you what it is. Or he finds a way to combat, like he's always in combat with you. That's a sign he's intimidated by you and he's going to bring you down. Another sign he is intimidated by you is that he downplays your accomplishments. He either downplays praise your accomplishments or he does not acknowledge them, full stop. Or the excitement when you tell him good news is not the excitement of a partner. It's not the excitement of someone that's proud of their girl, right? Like you may say to him, babe, I just got a promotion at work. And he's like, oh, okay. Cool. Or he's like,
but you've only been there for 4 months. What did your colleague say? The one that he's been there for like 4 years and he's upset that he didn't get a promotion.
like, just that language of like finding something else to talk about. I'm talking about this win. Why are you talking about something else? Red flag. Another obvious red flag that a guy's intimidated by you is that he says it. He says things like, you're too good for me. You're too intelligent for me.
You're too smart for me. You're too beautiful for me. Why me? You can have whoever you want.
And you're sitting there like, why him? I don't know, I just like him. Why do I now have to prove to you that I like you? And this is a situation for me in my last relationship. Why do I have to prove to you and prove to your friends and prove to your family why I've chosen you? I'm actually a prize. Like, you're right. I can actually have whoever I want. And the fact that I've chosen you should say something good, right? The fact that I've chosen you, you should feel proud. Why do I now have to justify why I want to be with you? If someone said you're too good for them or even says you're intimidating, take what they said and run. That's them showing their insecurity, showing that they don't feel like they're enough for you. Something that my ex used to say all the time. I don't feel like I'm enough for you. I can't give you what you want. They're telling you. They're saving you years of distress. It's not a compliment, ladies. When a guy says, I think you're too good for me, it's not a compliment. Let your ego go down and listen to what he's saying. I personally would not want to be with someone where I felt like they were too good for me. And yes, there's having that level of insecurity where you're like, this guy's very fine. Are you sure you want? But like, that's where confidence comes from. That's where knowing that, yeah, he's hot and so am I. Or he's hot and I'm not that cute, but I've got a great personality. Like, yeah, we deserve each other. Like, there's having that confidence. But if someone's insecure, it's a red flag. Another red flag that someone may be intimidated by you, and this may go from like the dating period, the first date or so. Like, they're trying too hard to impress you with material things. And it's not that they're giving you material things, it's that they're boasting about what they have. Their car, their house, their watches, their jewelry, whatever it is. They're boasting. They're trying to impress you, but to you who's secure, it looks desperate and it looks disgusting. I never asked you how much money you made. Why do you feel the need to tell me? I didn't ask where you live. I didn't ask how many houses you have. I didn't ask you what car you drive. I didn't ask you any of that stuff. Why are you trying so hard to impress me? It's because he doesn't feel adequate. So he has to overcompensate with material things, not realizing that what you have to offer is more than material. And we're not in competition. I'm not competing with you. And a lot of men are competing with women these days, and it's scary. We don't want to compete with you. We want to love you. We want to be loved by you. Another red flag that a guy is intimidated by you is that he tries to make you jealous by flirting with other women, over complimenting other women. Oh, that girl is, oh, she's so beautiful. Oh my gosh, she's done so well. Like, guys that will compliment everybody else but you is a major red flag, and it's a turn off. Like, why are you trying so hard to make this other person or other women seem so amazing? Like, I'm what? Dirt? Why don't I get that same energy? If someone's trying too hard to flirt with someone or make you feel jealous, they're intimidated by you. They want a reaction out of you. And there are so many more points that I can go into, but the video will be about an hour. But the last point that I was saying is probably one of the most obvious signs that a guy is intimidated by you is that he will try to tear you down. He will tear you down with words. He will tear you down with the lack of words. He will tear you down with silent treatment, not being there for you when you need him the most. You've got an event coming up that you're putting on. He won't be able to be there. You have an event going at work. All the other people have partners that come. You're there by yourself. He'll make you look stupid in front of other people. He'll call you names. He makes some of the smallest things that you do a big deal. You're so messy. Can't you clean up your cereal? Like some of the most stupidest things that, like, if you genuinely care or love someone, you're like, babe, like, you left the spoon in the sink again. Babe, please try to tidy up after yourself. Babe, when you're cooking, can you please, like, clean as you go? I'm not gonna sit there and be angry, like,
what kind of wife are you gonna be if you can't even clean up after yourself? Like,
these things are signs of an intimidated man that is a small boy. And I want you guys to understand this, ladies. And can I just say this right now? I'm not dating anybody, okay? So all this advice going forward is going to be pure advice, pure goals. I have no interest in dating anybody right now. I'm waiting on God to send me the right man because I'm done. Clearly, I cannot choose well. Like, no, I'm joking. I only chose the wrong one. So no, I don't want to be responsible for choosing my mates. I want God to choose my mate for me. So the videos coming after this are going to be helping you guys, honestly, solely helping you guys remain and wait for the person that God has for you, because as much as it's frustrating and as much as it's upsetting that men are like this, I still don't give up hope, because I know that the person designed for me is going to be custom made. He's going to just fit me like a glove. I'm not even going to have to say, can you stop being intimidated by me? I'm not going to have to prove myself to him. I'm not going to have to prove or shrink myself so that he feels comfortable in my presence. I've done that a lot. I've done that before. Shrinking myself. Like, someone gives me a compliment when I'm with him. I'm like, please don't compliment me around him. He's going to have a problem with it. Like, do you know what I mean? Even though he won't vocally have a problem with it, it's just like, you just feel the energy is just weird. They're not going to be like, oh yeah, ain't my babe so beautiful? They're going to be like, thanks. But anyway, that's all I've got for this video. I want you guys to understand that you are beautiful, chosen, amazing women, and that you deserve what you want. You deserve what you deserve, and that you don't have to downplay yourself for anybody. The right person's going to stand side by side to you, okay? And although sometimes it looks hopeless when you look out into the world and you watch all of these rubbish videos online of what men want and all this kind of garbage, I don't even care. I don't care, because what men want, I don't even want you. So why do I care what you think? You don't speak for all men. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Make sure you guys check out BetterHelp for some counseling and therapy. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. There's going to be so much more videos coming like this. So if you love this energy, we're going to hit 1 million subscribers. Like, I'm going to say this now. We're going to hit 1 million subscribers. Join the family. Let's go, guys. See you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.